Hi, I'm Avantika Singh, a limelight,
And I'm Khushee Joshi, a Z Quad.
and we're here to play.
The Battle of Albums.
Let's begin. Okay, so both of us are going to be discussing and representing albums.
That released on the same day.
So I am here to represent Why Don't We and their album The Good Times and the Bad Ones that released on 15th of January.
And I'll be representing Zayn Malik and his album Nobody Is Listening, which also released on 15th of January. Okay, let's get this started. Nobody Is Listening is the third solo album by
So,
Zayn, released under RCA Records. The singer started recording the album in early 2020 and started teasing album with singles such as Better and Vibes.
on the other hand, The Good Times and the Bad Ones is the second album by the band Why Don't We, released under Atlantic Records after being on a break from the public eye for over 8 months because last year was shit for everyone. Yeah, so they were on a break for over 8 months and they came back with a banger song which was Fallen, and they announced the release of their album The Good Times and the Bad Ones.
Okay, Zen's new album, Nobody's Listening, portrays his new discovered in niche in lo-fi R&B pop, which clears the table for whatever might be coming next. The album comes with 11 tracks, which chronologically are Calamity, Better, Outside, Vibes, When Love's Around, Connection, Sweat, Unforgettable, Windowsill, Tightrope, and the last one, River Road.
So, Why Don't We's album, like the title, The Good Times and the Bad Ones, obviously talks about the various highs and lows about life. Like, let's say last year was pretty tough for the boys, for the five of them, and I think they wanted to show the world that yes, there are the good times and the bad ones, and we all go through them. So this is their first completely self-written and self-produced album, and the album comes with 10 tracks, which chronologically are Fallen, Slow Down, Lotus In, Be Myself, Love Song, Grey, For You, I'll Be Okay, Look at Me, and finally Stay.
In terms of Easter eggs, nobody is listening. The one that I noticed was, and honestly, I've been obsessing over this since 2 days, and it's just this this addition of Chandnika Chand, Chandvika Chand, sorry. He has
Amazing. Is
included,
that Hindi?
yeah, he has included this small para of Muhammad Rafiji's song that in like in the background, which gives like such a nostalgic feeling to the song. The song's name is Tightrope, and honestly, that's what something that stood out to me. That was something unique that he did, and that was something that just will just let you feel the song because we've grown up with these old Hindi songs, and it'll just take you back, let you,
Yes.
it's a nice romantic mood, and that's the thing that I find unique about that album.
So that was an amazing number from like Zayn because including an Indian song, like just a background, even it's like it would get him
Exactly.
a bigger audience and it would connect to the feelings. Like, I mean, big respects to him. So,
Exactly.
on the other hand, for I Don't Be, I feel the Easter egg would be the flow of the songs. The flow. So they first started with Fallen, Adrenaline. I think it was in September, yes. And that was a pretty upbeat song, a song that you would vibe to and dance on, like sing loudly and stuff. And then they came down. The next song was Lotus In and Slow Down. So they were also kind of vibey, but then they were a bit less like beats and stuff like as compared to Fallen. And then they came out with the album, and the album, I'm telling you, it starts with like good beats and chill vibes and stuff, like songs like Love Song for You, and then it goes down to like a really sexual note, which is Look at Me, and then they come down to Gray and I'll Be Okay and Be Myself, and those songs are just, I mean, they just make you look at yourself and introspect, like, okay, where am I going in life, what am I doing?
Yeah, I think I've given a few of their songs a listen, and they are quite something that you can jam to. Okay. My favorite track in Zen album is River Road. And why it's so, because is that I feel it's like the perfect ending to an album, because I think a close second would also be unforgettable, but then we'll come to that later. Okay. River Road is like, this ending that's complete, and at the same time it'll make you wonder of what's coming next. Okay. It portrays a certain thing about, that we don't always control life, and that's okay, and I'm excited for what's happening next. And I see that relating to Zen's life right now too, because like he's becoming a father, he's entering in his fatherhood, and that's just like he's happy about that, but he
That
also
was
is
such a
like,
beautiful
yeah,
moment
what's coming
when he
next?
now. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
But
exactly. It's not something that he can control, but he has accepted it. He's like wondering what's gonna happen. It's the end of an old chapter and a beginning of a new one, so it's like all excitement, but at the same time, like one chapter is over, like that. So it's like a beautiful ending to the album.
no, I mean, Zayn did an amazing job on this album. It was good. It was
Yeah,
really good.
exactly.
So my favorite track from the album would be "Be Myself." Though it was a tough decision, like almost everything is like my favorite. Like I've been obsessing over it for since it's released. So it was a very tough decision. But then, so I came down to like two tracks, which was "Fallen" and "Be Myself." And then Be Myself won at last because I feel I connect to the song at some levels. So, as we were informed, the song was originally, no, it was written by Daniel. It was written for Jack. So Jack Avery is one of the band members, and last year was a bit too much on him because he had become a father the previous year, and raising a kid at 20, and all the stuff and everything going on. It just it gets you down. So Daniel wrote the song for Jack. Though he said he wrote the song for Jack, I believe or I feel that he put out his feelings because he lost his best friend last year. So I think so. Yeah. So this song basically says that one of the lines that is very famous from this song is, "We're dancing on the edge of anxiety's ledge," and that caught my attention. Like it was so true that it basically says that how we're always on this thin line where it's either we fall this side or we fall that side.
Yeah.
So it's just how life goes on. Yeah. So that was my favorite track from the album.
Okay, so the track that really stood out was, for me, was Calamity, which was the first song of his album. And, like I said, River Road was like the perfect ending. I think Calamities was the perfect starting, because it's like, if you hear the song, it's just him like in a slow rap, letting out his feelings, and it gives the feel of a hollow room. And then that in the background, once you go into this song a little, it's just like the background with nobody is listening. Okay. And I feel like that's quiet literally, because like he's in a hollow room and he's trying to just like talk his feelings out to himself. And at the same time, like a lot of people are not paying attention to what he's feeling like, maybe close to him or maybe his fans.
Yeah, amidst the attention and everything, they lose themselves. They lose
Yeah,
like
and
they
I
don't
think that's
are
what that song presents. Like, he's lost. He's like in a trance, okay, where he's just trying to let it all out. And I think that's a lot of that's something that a lot of people can connect to, like relate and everything. And it's just like, that, like you said, that's a time that everybody goes through. And that's why I'd say that's the track that most stood out to me. Plus, it was also like very different from all the other tracks, because it was like a start, like where he was letting everything go, and then he started the album with the second song.
The track that
Definitely.
stood out for me from the Good Times Bad month was "Look at Me," because oh my god, you were never expecting such a song from them. Like, okay, so the theme of the song is basically, being happy in life and then being sad and losing and gaining and not looking for validations from other people. But then this song is completely different. So I feel it portrays our desires because it is a very sexual song. It is actually a very sexual song, and we never expected that from the boys. Though, like, a few days before the release of the album, Daniel was acting a bit suspecting. Like, he was like commenting stuff and all. So we kind of knew that something as such is coming out, but then we never knew that they would do it so amazing because it's one of its kind. Like, they've never done a song like this, and to think that they've written it's amazing. And I feel it was the same way for all the limelights. No one expected the song, and it was a banger. Like every one of us loved it. So I feel okay, so if I were told to like contrast both the albums, I don't think I would be able to come up with many points because their last album, Eight Letters, was completely, it was a completely different theme than what this album is. That album was very like very going with the flow and very fun, and not very, what do you say, not very deep and meaningful. They were just
Nurturing.
putting out songs, like putting out you know like a normal boy band. But this, the Good Times and the Bad Ones, I feel they've overdone themselves. They've completely and utterly express themselves. And I think pretty much all the people around the world, this album is very relatable as compared to the last album. This album gets you thinking that, oh yes, we do feel stuff like that and we do go through that, and we will come out that it's not the end of the times. Yeah, so, and the last album was basically just pop and party songs, but this album is more of like this the song in this albums are more of in this album is more of like the songs that you listen to when you're like, oh damn, I'm not feeling too good today, I just want to listen to some songs, and then you just put up there this thing and listen to them.
I think in terms of nobody is how nobody is listening is different from I Curious Falls. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Is that, like you said, it has uh, it has a certain personal touch to it, okay, because it portrays a certain journey that Zen has gone through. And if you notice, like if you listen to the whole album, he carries on a certain story throughout the whole album. It's like the song. I think I noticed in it in Vibes and the song before that, because like uh, there's a certain part where he goes like, "I'm standing outside your door and don't keep me waiting," okay, and that's and that he carries that on to Vibes, and that
So
it's just wonderful, yeah, because like
like
it's portraying a certain story to it. Exactly. Why I think people should listen to this album is because you get an insight onto what other people feel, okay? And secondly, it's Zen's voice, it's calming, no matter how chaotic a song that he releases is, maybe however happy, however sad, it's his voice has a certain magic to it, just that just makes it calm. And
Yeah,
that's what I love about listening to his music, because there's a certain touch to it that a lot of other singers can't put in. Like, and this story, especially, like he said, is kind of like an insight to his life and his journey, that he's come a long way, and he's still going on. And that's like the end of the
that's
album is still like
that's
he's still going
amazing.
on. He's ready for what's coming next.
So for the good times and the bad ones, I feel that you should listen to the song because to the album, not the song, to the album because first it portrays amazing feelings. It goes from happy to sad to actually sexual, as I said. So and plus it is the first self-written song by the boys, like completely self-written and
Beautiful. Yeah,
self-produced. So I feel that they deserve this because they've done an amazing job. And
of
if you listen
course.
to the songs, you're gonna know that how much of the effort that they've put and how much they've actually brought out their feelings and singing it. And songs like Gray and Be Myself, they're gonna get you in tears. Like I bet I can promise that the first time you listen to the song Gray, you're gonna be in tears and you're gonna tear up a bit because it's that, like, it touches your feelings.
I think both
Yeah,
the
so that
albums
was
were
one trivia
great.
for this.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And I think, okay, let's do this one thing, okay? Whoever is listening to us, okay, drop down in the comments, who do you think is the best, who do you think won this battle of albums? And
yeah. So
yeah, let us know
let's
your
say that.
opinions. Listen to both the albums, check it out. Yeah, let
And no, I don't only check it out. You actually try to feel the songs. Okay, that's
yeah,
gonna.
and then let us know in the comments who won.
Bye. Thank you so much.